Honey Creek is one of the great crown jewels of the Texas Hill Country.
It's one of the most fantastic natural areas in the United States.
This amazing spring-fed system that feeds the Guadalupe. You get down into that canyon with these giant cypress trees.
The Nature Conservancy worked throughout the 1980s to acquire the property and then transfer it to Texas Parks and Wildlife.
And the result was this several thousand acre state natural area that's known as Honey Creek. But that was done in the 80s, and while at that time it was certainly logical to kind of declare victory, as time has gone on and development pressures have ensued, we focused more on watershed scales of protection.
The Honey Creek system doesn't live in a vacuum. It's within a spring system that is very vulnerable.
It's really incredible this time of year. I love how clear aquarium-like it is.
And for decades, things went along swimmingly until the last few years when development pressure became very intense.
People are moving here in droves because it's the way it is. But the more that come, the quicker it changes. Trying to make them understand you've got to preserve what it was that brought them here in the first place.
And what really reactivated this project was a proposed 2,600 lot subdivision adjacent to the Honey Creek State Natural Area, with the runoff from that going right into Honey Creek.
Too much development, too close to the waterway, leads to erosion, degradation in water quality and quantity. We've all seen it if we grew up here, that a creek or a spring that we knew about or loved, it's not there anymore. The pristine waters and wildlife of Honey Creek could not survive that kind of development.
We had to find a way to save it.
KHOU 11 Morning News starts now.
Next, a big step toward environmental conservation here in Texas. A 515-acre expansion near San Antonio. It'll become part of the Honey Creek State Natural Area located in the Hill Country.
We know that conservation in this state cannot be done without working with private landowners.
If the subdivision would have happened, it would have been a pretty good source of income for my kids and my grandkids. So we brought them into the equation and said, hey, what do y'all think? Because it was a huge financial ask of them also. And it was wonderful because they all sat down and said, Dad, if it could be a park, we could drive by and see the rest of our lives and our grandkids' lives. Let's make it a park.
It was a complete surprise that that was even a possibility. And early on, I think if we'd have known that, we would probably approached it right away, up front.
If landowners don't act in a state like Texas that's 97% private property, all of those things, the open space, the wildlife, the water quality that brought people here in the first place could be lost.
I said, I'm going to meet with the board of directors. I sent her a picture, and it was all 9 of my grandkids standing on a rock at our swimming pool. And I said, here's my board of directors. They all, yay, we want it to be a park, Papa.
Honey Creek is a perfect example of that, where we had a willing family that wanted to conserve this place.
Landowners committed to seeing their property protected as they pass it down to future generations.
One of the most wonderful things about Honey Creek was that it was a poster child for what we were trying to tell people to do.
The Honey Creek watershed is about 8,000 acres. And with agreements we have with private landowners, more than half of that will be permanently conserved. This isn't to say that the story is complete. We are working with landowners to maintain as much natural area and buffer around the Honey Creek Spring and the Honey Creek State Natural Area as possible.
That's what a true land steward is. People who not only talk the talk, but they walk the walk.